Those who want to Brexit have brandished possible Turkish membership of the EU as a reason to leave, with claims that millions of Turks could migrate to the UK, putting strains on communities and public services. Those who want to remain have been at pains to stress there is no chance of Turkey joining the EU in the near future. David Cameron himself has said they won't join until the year 3000. Well, earlier I spoke to Ilnur Çevik, the chief advisor to President Erdogan, and I began by asking him what he made of that claim by the Prime Minister.
Well, we are really flabbergasted, let's put it that way. We thought that Mr. Cameron was our chief supporter for our quest in European Union membership. Turks felt that the British were the driving force behind our EU membership and that they were supporting us right to the hilt. But the way Mr. Cameron put it, he didn't believe anything apparently in our full membership, that he was only deceiving us and that he was just buying time. While the others at least were very frank. They said, we don't want you in the European Union. The Germans said, we will offer you another kind of partnership. The French said, we don't want you. Many countries said this. But the way Mr. Cameron put it, we feel really taken in. Because the way he's putting it, he says, you know, they were never going to go in anyway. And we just said, we'll go along with them. That kind of attitude really is deeply hurting the Turks.
What do you think of David Cameron's position now, having said that he wanted you in and then having said now that he sees little prospect of it?
Well, as I said, we still feel that he was taking us for a ride. This kind of attitude is very insincere. We felt that when we needed him, he was going to be there. But now we feel that he was just saying, let me toy around with them. They're not going to get in anyway. But let us not be the bad guys to tell them that they won't get in.
Do you believe in the David Cameron that wants you to join, or do you believe in the David Cameron that doesn't want you to join? Which is it?
Well, to be frank, the way he's putting it, we don't think that he really wants us to join it.
Now, let's turn now to the Leave campaign. The Leave campaign says that countries should be able to control their borders because mass migration puts a huge strain on social services, health services, education services. Do you agree with that?
Well, Britain is already controlling its borders. Britain's borders are not uncontrollable. Who's coming into Britain? There is a visa restriction for Turks in Britain. Even if the European Union lifted Turkey's visa restrictions through the Schengen Agreement, still there's the British visa. So how can Turks enter Britain while the current visa restrictions are in force?
Now, the Leave campaign says one of their arguments against Turkey joining is because your crime rate's very high, your level of gun ownership is very high, and they say, why should we give Turkey access to Britain in those circumstances?
Well, firstly, the crime rate is not high. Secondly, there's no extraordinary situation in this country that we would export anything to Britain. But besides that, who's going to come to Britain? Why should we be flooding Britain? There's no reason. Whatever exists in Britain also exists in Turkey.
Except that
we're not going to go there just because you produce Cadbury chocolates and Maltesers, for God's sake.
Do you think Britain should leave the EU?
That's nothing to do with us. That's a choice for the British people. If they want to leave the European Union, they should. But they should not use us as an alibi. They should not use us as a pretext. We should be out of that equation. They should really deal on the nitty-gritty of why they should be leaving. And they should not use us as an alibi.
Mr. Çevik, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.